1. Wendigo, North America. An Algonquin Indian legend tells a man who, finding himself without food during the winter, broke a taboo and ate human flesh. For this, a spirit transformed him into a monster, the Wendigo. The creature is tall, thin, with emaciated skin stretched taut over its bones, and in some versions with a deer skull for a head. It is eternally hungry, and the more it eats, the greater its thirst. The Wendigo symbolizes insatiability and the madness that arises from hunger and greed. The Indians believed that it roamed the winter forests, calling to people with the voices of loved ones to lure them in and eat them. 2. Chuchuy/Coco, Spain and Latin America. The Chuchuy is a nocturnal creature used to frighten children, so they would obey their parents. It haunts those who do not go to bed. It is described in various ways, as a shapeless shadow, a faceless man, or an old man with a sack. It steals naughty children and carries them away in a bottomless sack. In the folklore of different countries, it is called by different names. Cuco, El Cuco, Cucup, but the meaning is the same. It is the embodiment of parental fear, transformed into a nightmare. 3. Zashikiwarashi, Japan. This is the spirit of a child that lives in old houses. It is usually harmless, but its presence is linked to the fate of the family. It is said that if a Zashikiwarashi lives in a house, the household will be rich and happy. But if the spirit leaves, a series of misfortunes begins. It most often appears in children, in a mirror, on the stairs, in the corner of a room. Sometimes at night, quiet laughter or footsteps can be heard, although no one is there. The Japanese do not consider it evil, but the very fact of its disappearance from the house causes them fear. 4. Nucklavi, Scotland. One of the most terrifying creatures in Celtic folklore. It is a skinless sea demon with muscles and veins that pulsate directly on the surface of its body. The Nuck looks like a fusion of a human and a horse, with gigantic limbs and a head that rotates independently of its body. It emerges from the sea when there is no rain, as water is its weakness. Its breath poisons crops, and its touch causes illness. When it approaches, the air becomes heavy, and horses begin to panic. The only way to escape is to cross a stream. The Nuck cannot step over fresh water. 5. Pontianak, Malaysia and Indonesia. The Pontianak is the ghost of a woman who died in childbirth. She is pale, with long black hair and a white dress, and often appears at the scent of frangipani flowers. Before she appears, a scream is heard. The farther away it seems, the closer she actually is. She attacks men, tearing out their organs. It is believed that a demonic spirit lives in her neck, and if a nail is driven there, the Pontianak temporarily becomes an ordinary woman. This legend is about the power of female revenge and the suffering associated with an unjust death. 6. La Llorona, Mexico. The Crying Woman is one of the most famous ghosts in the Spanish-speaking world. According to legend, a young woman drowned her children out of jealousy and then committed suicide. After her death, she is doomed to wander the rivers searching for their souls. At night, she can be heard crying, "Ay, mis hijos. Oh, my children." If someone gets too close, she may drown them, mistaking them for a child. Her image has become a universal symbol of maternal guilt and eternal remorse. 7. Leshi, Lesovic, Slavic mythology. The master of the forest who protects it from humans. He can be enormous, taller than the trees, or he can appear as a man with green hair and eyes. The Leshi is not always evil, but if someone destroys the forest or kills animals for fun, he leads them so deep that they are lost forever. In folk tales, he laughs with an echo, imitates the voices of friends, and leads astray. He is the embodiment of the forces of nature, taking revenge for human interference. 8. Black Annis, England. An old woman with a blue face and iron claws who lives in a cave and comes out at night. She hunts children, skins them, and hangs them in her cave as trophies. In ancient times, mothers covered their windows with animal skins to prevent Annis from sticking her hand inside. Her name comes from the ancient goddess of death, but in folklore, she became a bogeyman who personifies the dark side of motherhood and old age. 9. Pishacha, India. Demonic spirits that feed on human fear and flesh. They are born from sinful deeds and violence. Pishachas can possess a person, causing them to lose control of their body. Their eyes turn red, and their speech becomes slurred. Ancient texts said they live in places of death, at crossroads, near rivers, on battlefields. They avoid light, and are especially afraid of sacred sounds. 10. The Black Lady of Rochester Castle, England. According to legend, during a 12th century siege, a young woman betrayed by her lover died in the castle. Since then, her spirit has wandered the corridors in a long black dress. She is seen near the walls, holding the invisible body of a child in her arms. When someone approaches, she disappears, leaving behind the scent of roses and a cold wind. Many tourists and castle staff have claimed to hear crying and shaky voices.